Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Donjo. This is their part number HR-150, raw steel hinge reinforcement. And that's what it looks like. This is a piece of steel. This would be galvanized. They say that it's raw steel. It's got a white coat galvanized treatment to it. This would be used for allowing you to attach a hinge to a door or a frame. This would be really appropriate for a frame because the way that this is constructed is what you would use in a frame application. It can be made to work in a door, I suppose, but it's a bit wide for that. Plus also the dimple assembly that's on here as well is typical or atypical for a door. There's a link below this video to the document called Template. Let's go over the dimensional properties. I've got that pulled up and I want to study this to make sure that it's appropriate. About 1.5 inches wide, and looking at that document, the document says let's take a look here and see what it says. I simply had to pause that video for a moment because we had the wrong template, but now I've got it added and corrected. Indeed, 1.5 inches is the width. Overall length, 10 inch, and that's what they've got it at. This is going to be appropriate for a 4.5 inch hinge. The offset, they say that it's intended for 0.190 hinges. What they're saying is heavyweight is what this would be used for. So if you have a heavyweight hinge, and when it's a 4.5 inch, it's 180 thousandths thick. That would be what you're looking for in terms of this being the appropriate hinge plate for a frame when you're going to use a heavyweight hinge rather than a standard weight hinge. A standard weight's 134 thousandths leaf thickness for a 4.5 inch. Heavyweight's 180 thousandths for a 4.5 inch. They say that the thickness of the material is 7 gauge. The caliper tells us it's 0.175. And I think that's 7 gauge. This is intended to be spot welded down to a frame. You could certainly use it for that sort of scenario, or plug welded would be good as well. You're going to want to determine if you're going to be sanding these dimples off or drilling the holes through and then plug welding it, or however you'll go about attaching it is what you'll do. But when you're going to weld this to a hollow metal frame, that's where it's really best and most commonly used. The location of the holes are for a template pattern 4.5 inch hinge. So that's the template pattern or the standard location. That template does call out where those holes are if you want to verify the location of the holes prior to ordering against the existing. That'd be good. 1224 is the tapped size hole that's there. And you're going to use these if you are a hollow metal shop, someone who manufactures or remanufactures doors. You're going to use these if you're a handyman or a door installer, or if you're a field repair service and you do field welding and preparations to existing doors and frames that are in the field. You'll very commonly use these as well. There is a link below this video, there is a chart below this video showing all of the hinge reinforcements that would be appropriate for you to consider from Donjo. There's also, which is very handy, link to those individual items and gives you a cross capability of looking at all of it in a single concise sort of format. There's also a link to the product catalog, which is very helpful. That will give you the overall review of the filler plates, mounting tabs, things of that nature from Donjo. Again, the link to the template. And then finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Donjo products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. If you have any questions on the Donjo, this is their part number HR-150, heavyweight 4.5 inch frame reinforcement plate, or any other Donjo product. Please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you very much.